Welcome to another video episode of my podcast. My name is Cheryl, and this is Cappuccino Crafts, my little corner of the interwebs and my little channel on YouTube where I like to talk about knitting and sometimes crochet and books and TV and movies and life and other general chatty things that I want to share with you. Thank you so very much for choosing to watch this video and spend a little bit of your time with me. I really hope that you enjoy it. Please settle in, get yourself a delicious beverage, and get out your yarn, your hook, your needles, your embroidery, whatever it is, and let's enjoy a lovely visit together. So, yeah, I hope that you have had a smooth week. Yeah, it's kind of been a little bit of a routine week. But yeah, things just keep going. It doesn't stop. So, yeah, today is Monday, the 8th of March, and I've finished a few things and I'm making progress on other things. So let's just check in. For crafting, I did finish these socks. Here they are. Yeah. This is a sock set. Was this color and this color from Mad Fuzzy Yarn. And oh, I can't wait to put these on and try them on. I think they're gonna just be so warm and cozy. And I love the colors. I love this contrast and how it looks with all of this. It just so nice. And I really enjoyed knitting them. Knitting socks is just so relaxing and soothing. And I just want to start another pair today. I do need to start another project because, yeah, I need to start a new project and I don't know what it's going to be yet. What I want is socks. I don't need more socks though. Really, I can only wear so many. So, yeah, not sure what to do about that. Except find people I can knit socks for. Unfortunately, nobody that I know enjoys wearing hand knit socks. Or the other knitters that I know that enjoy wearing them, they knit their own, so they don't need help with that. So, yeah. But this is the progress on the Fidelia. This is a cardigan pattern by Amy Christoffers. And I just really am enjoying it so much. I've never done baubles before, so these are my first baubles. And they're pretty fun to do. And I just love how they look in this pattern with these, kind of zigzagging cables, and it looks a little bit like blooming intertwined branches is what it makes me think of. Yeah, like spring blooming branches or vines. And I love that. I am starting to worry a little bit about having enough yarn. I have this that I haven't knit much of. So this is a mostly full ball. I have one more ball that hasn't even been touched. So basically 2 balls. And then like from the sleeves, I have maybe a half or a little less than a half of a ball remaining. So I'm coming down to the end, or almost the end, and I've got not a lot of inches done, and I still need to get up to the armholes, and then I need to do the yoke with the sleeve part and the front and the back, and then I need to knit the around the neck. I'm gonna pick up stitches around here and all the way, like around the neck and down all the way, to do the a band of ribbing. Yeah. So I need to do that band of ribbing, the yoke, and I'm still not really up to where I want to be before starting the sleeve hole, or attaching the sleeves, actually, because there's not going to be a hole. I'm going to attach the sleeves and then go all the way around. Oh, I started looking online to see if I could get maybe 1 or 2 more balls of this colorway. This is Patton's Classic Wool, so it's very easy to find commercial wool yarn. But they have a lot of colors, and colors come and go. And I got this a long time ago. The colorway is Plum Heather, and it's really beautiful. So I started looking online, searching the Google to see where I could find some Patton's Classic Wool in Plum Heather. It's not going well. I have not found any in stock. So I might just need to do this as a really short, slightly cropped cardigan, which isn't what I was imagining, but isn't necessarily a bad thing. So I'm having to make decisions now about when to call the body length finished, and make sure that I can finish with the yarn that I have. Or figure out a way to find, because some of them a couple of them said temporarily out of stock. Now, how long is temporary? Who knows? That maybe if I just put this on hold for a little bit and wait, some more Plum Heather might come into stock. So that's another option. Maybe put this on hold and see if it comes back in stock. So yeah, thinking about that, looking at my options, and I might want to start a bigger project, something that might let me put the cardigan on hold for a while. So yeah, we'll see how things shape up and what happens with that. And I really do hope I have something wonderful cast on before the next video. That is on my agenda for this week. So yeah. And reading is going really well. I finished from the library. I had the audiobook of the second Binti novella called Binti Home. And I really, really liked the first one. So I was excited to continue. But the second one, I already had like really pretty good expectations, or fairly high expectations, but this like completely exceeded what I expected. Wow. My only nitpick that I put in my review about the first Binti novella was that it felt like the conflict was resolved a little too quickly, too simply, and felt a little bit simplified with the themes that it was exploring, perhaps. But it is a very short novella, so then really, like, with that length, how much can you do? But after reading the second novella, which is slightly longer, but still very much a novella, I was like, whoa, okay. That was the setup and the basic introduction. In the second novella, like, this is the themes and the story for real, like digging in, and it got real. And I loved it. It was emotional. It like really hit me, some of the themes. It was so good, and it left on a huge cliffhanger. On Binti, it felt like that part of the story was resolved, and then a new thing was beginning. And the second novella, like, ends on such a cliffhanger. So some big things happen, and there are some big reveals, like in the world and in Binti's family and in the history of her world, but the cliffhanger is like, whoa, I need to keep going. It's like, but. So, yeah. Major cliffhanger, and it doesn't feel like a true ending, because you're just like, nothing feels resolved at all. It just got boom, everything blew up. Instead of everything being resolved, it's like everything just pow. So, yeah. So I have put the third novella on hold from my library, but I might just get so impatient I end up trying to buy it. We'll see if I hold out for the library, or if yeah. But it's really good. Next level. The second novella just kicks everything. The character work, the world building, the story, the themes, all just go to the next level after the first novella. The first novella, after reading the second one, feels like it was a little intro or a prelude to set up like the whole thing. So yeah, like a little appetizer, and now the full course meal. Yeah, so the Binti Home is the second one, and the one that I need to read next is Binti the Night Masquerade. So I am highly anticipating getting my hands on that. And now the first two I listened to. I probably would like to continue listening because I'm really enjoying the audio. The narrator is really good. But if I can get the print version faster, I might just read it like in text, either a digital ebook or a, paper copy. We'll see. But yeah. And then I started 2 other books, and I'm working my way through them. I started The Mind Warper Special by Corey Mariani. This is a arc that I got from NetGalley. So it's a digital ebook arc, advanced reader copy. It will be released. It's an indie published book. He's an indie author, so it's going to be on Amazon. I don't know if it will be available other places. But it looks like Amazon for sure. And it will come out on March 16th. So real soon, like 8 days. So I am like 70% of the way through. So I do believe I will get my review. I will finish the book and get my review posted before its release. And it is it's a difficult book to describe. It is very different. It is like a sci-fi fantasy, like it feels like a mix because there is magic, but the magic is kind of biology, like genetic and biology based. So certain people with certain genetics get certain powers, and there are different sorts of basically like magical subspecies of human. Like they're human, but a little bit like that they explained it in that when like using evolution and evolutionary biology, like there were like the Cro-Magnon and the Neanderthal, like proto modern human species, and the Cro-Magnon like survived and but we all have a little bit of Neanderthal DNA in our modern human DNA. So, yeah, so the theory in this book is that it wasn't just Neanderthals, there were also magical, like, evolutionary human subspecies. And so some people still have, like, some of those magical early human DNA in them. And there were several kinds, and they have expressed their magic in different ways. So it's like a little bit sciencey, a little bit magical fantasy with the way their powers, like the powers that they have, are like magical abilities. But yeah, and so you're thrown into this world. The main character doesn't know anything about any of this, like, has no idea that any of this is going on. And these magical groups are kind of like secret societies. So, they're not like out in the open. They're like, so he has no idea. So then he gets roped into this like conspiracy plot thing that's happening, and people are after him now, and he had no idea what or why or how. And then he finds out that he does have this, he does come from one of these magical lines, and so they want to use him for something as part of their plan. And like he becomes like, anyway, and so he gets like swept up in all of this, and like he has to have all this explained to him. So it's like thrown into the middle of all this craziness and chaos, and it's like, what? And like it's got a little bit of like an absurd humor to it, like the names that they give things, and like some of the things are very kind of just feel really random and kind of absurd how things work. And yeah, so it's lighthearted in tone and has like this kind of random absurdist like atmosphere. But then it also, actually, as I got farther into it, it's not just silliness and adventure. It's actually connecting to some themes and ideas as well. And not like in a super deep, like, not like a deep dive, but it's like got like balancing between this kind of random absurdist lighthearted tone, and then grounding it with some like actual themes and substance as well. And the magic, like they get to travel into memories, and so you explore like people's memories and some ancestors' memories. Like you get to keep all the magical memory, like they use memories in their magic, and they can turn certain memories into a magical memory that you can visit. And so, you're seeing memories of the characters, but also some of the memories from their ancestors. And there's also, the memories can get corrupt, and there's also like themes of like a lot of talk about family dynamics and family history and memories and trauma and abuse and abusive relationships. Because anyway, so it, and the lighthearted and silliness, like on the other side of the tone, like I said, it's a balancing act that he's doing. And so the magicalness and the like random and absurdist humor kind of takes the sting out of actually some of the dark things that are being shown to you in some of the memories. And yeah, so it's quite a ride. You never know what the next you never know what's coming up in the next. It's a wild ride, and it's fun and adventurous, and yeah. And it looks to be, because it says on the cover, like part 1 of a series. So this probably is gonna like have kind of one of those cliffhangers, and it might not have like a real standalone like satisfying ending. But since they told you up front, like this is the first book in a series, you know what to expect then, and I can, have a proper expectations for not a standalone ending. So I have a feeling I might, depending on how the ending goes and what they're setting up, have a feeling I might want to continue reading in this series, because I'm enjoying it. And last week I finished the Broken Earth, the first of the Broken Earth, the 5th season. And that was super intense, super like dark and raw and intense. And I needed something a little lighter and more fun. So this is doing that for me. I also started another book that is a little bit, it's not a lighthearted tone, but it's not super serious either. And that is Visions of Heat by Nalini Singh. This is the second book in the Psy Changeling series, and I'm really glad to be progressing in that. And the Psy Changeling series is like a paranormal romance series, and it has like really equal weight. There's, in every book there's a couple that has their romance and the story of their coming together, but also equal time and equal importance is put on the overarching kind of paranormal / sci-fi plot in the world. And so I like that, and I find the world building and the overarching plot to be really intriguing, and the romance is like a bonus, and it's kind of fun. And yeah, and it all works together really well. And in the Side Changeling series, there are like 3 subsets, again, like different types of humans. There are changeling humans who can shift shape between, their human form and an animal. Like some are leopard changelings, and then there are also packs of wolf changelings and bear changelings and so on. And then there are the Psy, who have like psychic mental abilities, and they also are, all of the Psys, their minds are connected together in like a psychic web called the Psynet. And the Psy need to be connected to a psychic network. They need the feedback from other minds to survive and keep their mind functioning. So, like they can't just disconnect from the Psynet and live. Although maybe they're learning there are some other options and other. Anyway, that's part of the plot development. But yeah, so there's the changelings, there's the Psy, and then there are just standard, everyday humans without any special superpowers or fantastic abilities. Yeah. And so there's a lot of politics, and they're in the this is the second book, so I'm only familiar specifically with 2, but there seems to be like definitely like a murder mystery happening in the first 2. So there seems to be like a mystery as a part of the overarching plot of some kind, and then the romance couple and their story. Yeah. So I'm really enjoying it. So those are the books, and I have started watching something. Over the weekend, I knew that the second season of Snowpiercer had begun airing, but I hadn't watched any of it yet. And so I decided to start watching it so that I didn't just like forget about it and then get behind and give up on the series, because that happens sometimes. So I watched the first episode of season 2 of Snowpiercer, and it's really good. So I'm excited to be started on that again and to work my way through the second season. Yeah. Other than that, not a lot of really super interesting or chatty things to talk about. But I hope that you are doing well. I wonder, what books are you reading? Or what are your crafting and creative projects that you're working on right now. I'd love to hear about it in the comments down below and chat with you there. And I hope that wherever you are, you and your family, all of your loved ones are well and safe. I hope that you are enjoying all of your creative endeavors, and talk to you next time. Bye bye.